Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Icon's Ecosystem Insights. Today with me, Fez. Hey, Fez, thanks for showing up to the show.
Thank you, David. It's great to be here. It's been a while,
Yeah, it's been a while.
I've missed you, man. It's been a while for the show and in real life catching up. Normally, people may not know this, but me and David literally talk every day about work, and yeah. So he's had a mini vacation, isn't it, David?
This is true. This is true. So that had us apart for a week, and then another week with a little catching up. So this is a live catching up session as we run through the Icon ecosystem and just have a look at what the projects are doing right now and what has been happening.
Indeed.
So the honor is yours to pull up the screen, Fez.
The screen. Oh, you mean sharing what we're going to run through?
Yes, please.
Okay. I was just going to say, you've picked a great time to go on holiday. So much happened. And
Yeah, indeed.
Okay, now I need to fix this. Everything was working perfectly before, and now there we go. Here we go. I'm back. Okay, let's jump in. What's the first thing we're covering? The technical community update.
Just dropped.
Yep.
Off of Eric's hand, that is listing the developer relations milestones, what's been achieved, what's been ongoing. This is on the icon.community website in the blog section. And key takeaway of this one, I think, for us was seeing that Hispanicon, who was announced to be added to the team, you can see the work that he's been doing in terms of tutorials and build templates. So that's listed in there. Some links that run to the tutorial section on the website where,
This is very cool, I have to say. I'm loving the just the look of it, the images, but we're finally getting that content, how to create a wallet account, how to create a custom testnet. Ooh, this looks good. I mean, yeah. So this is the kind of stuff, and I'm guessing some of this stuff, David, may also get updated in the dev Git book. I'm not sure. I'm just going on a whim.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
yeah,
great.
I'm also going on a whim saying absolutely because it should be.
Yeah, definitely. And if it isn't, he's probably listening, so maybe he'll tag us and say, "Hey, stop saying stuff."
No, but look, it's a copy paste to put this into the developer documentation. And at the end of the day, that's where people will go. If developers go first, they go look for docs. So I can only imagine that this would also be there. And otherwise, after the show, we'll check and make sure that it does go there.
Yep, agree. And then one of the other things, the CPS piece. So if you haven't been following CPS, yes, there's things it needs to be worked on. And Eric is at the front end, engaging the community with monthly meetings around CPS that is driving what are the core issues and essentially putting together a list of things to get addressed and processes or how we're going to move forward. But again, in the style that is open source ended, where that's been floated to everyone, and then key people make and vote on these decisions, and then we push forward with the new arrangement. And obviously, then it doesn't just happen magically. Someone in the background makes changes and tests everything, and then we see a new amended version of CPS with the changes. So, if you haven't been following this particular these links will take you to the GitHubs where you can track meeting minutes. YouTube hosts the videos of the sessions that are held in Discord, so you can jump in and listen to that if CPS is your jam and you're just like, I really need to know exactly what's happening with CPS. Following this, you will. But everything else, oh, yes, David, your thoughts?
Well, I think a lot of people do care about CPS, and especially it's been in the Icon news recently because of the current mechanisms, which people might say are flawed, or the way that grants are allocated don't work with the way that people actually behave or that teams and projects work. So the system needs revision and updating. So tuning into those meetings would give you the insight on that.
You know. A personal take of mine on this is there's no money, so everyone gives a damn now. When there was money, you get a car. No, not Oprah, but you get what I mean. In the bull market, there was money. Everyone was getting funded. Less scrutiny on projects. Now there is more scrutiny, which stifles innovation, I guess. So we still do have a very vibrant NFT community and ecosystem, but obviously that's getting a bit of a neglected from a funding perspective because of the state of the markets and where we are, that money could be utilized really around what we're seeing here in infrastructure pieces. So anyway, this is exactly what the CPS stuff is addressing, which is good to see. In-person meetups. So David, you've done a couple of these, haven't you?
Yes, sir. We have another one happening today, actually. These are labeled Web3 partners meetups, and they occur locally, globally. So there is actually Eric is pushing for these in different regions of the world. There's been one in Colombia, in Bogota, if that's how you say it, in Colombia. The other day we'll be doing our second one here in the Netherlands. They're monthly meetups, although I've been thinking maybe to do them once every 2 months at the moment. And there is a lot of interest from community members in different places around the world. I know the UK, I know Nepal, that there's talks about getting them up and running. And the idea is that you don't have to go far to meet up with community members, and not just meet up to say hi and I don't know, talk about the weather, but for projects to kind of show and tell what they're working on, and from those meetups gain valuable feedback and comments and reactions from the people who are attending and listening. So for projects or businesses working on something Web3, they can actually showcase what they're doing. Maybe they can get a bit of help with a project, that they need some feedback on, or they're looking for a direction that they want to go into. And then for community members who just want to attend, this is a way for them to actually be a part of a project by giving that feedback and just giving your opinion. And it also obviously connects people further beyond the meetup. So then whenever you're very interested in a certain project that came by, you can stay in contact. You might end up working with them, working for them. So that is what these meetups aim to achieve. So we've got a couple of cool projects and talks lined up for the meetup that we'll have later today. And that's that really.
Yep. Okay, next up, I guess this is a bit of news that wasn't good news. And it's something we haven't covered. And so everyone knows where things are at. Basically, the good thing about this announcement was it just tackled a little bit of when your KSM would get returned to the original wallets. This was probably something I cared about, and probably most people, David, you yourself, should care about, I think. Yep, he's nodding. He invested. Good. That later this year on August 26th. So because that's all on chain, this is how the process worked. You didn't go and buy it. You locked KSM and then got rewarded the Snow tokens. So in this instance, you will get your KSM back on this date. And then, but that's it. Anything to add there, David?
Yeah, so a lot has been said and done on this topic, and there's been lots of Discord. There's been you talking with Min, addressing it as well. There's been the announcements. I suppose this is the tail end of it. Waiting for the KSM to get returned. Do you know what you're going to do with your KSM when you get it back, Fez, in August?
No idea. You know what the problem is, David? I've gone a little wallet crazy. I've started in between. I thought I had a system, and I've realized I'm getting older and my systems, they're just not, I can't remember them. so I've taken to writing stuff down, and then
that's when you know you're getting old.
It's changing. It's changing. So I'm not sure. Once I figure out the wallet,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, but would you remain in the Kusama ecosystem and look for another project to support, or would you just swap and exit altogether?
Yeah, I'll need to see a project that really, entices me. So when the whole process started and I was trying to learn how the crowd loans and stuff work, I threw some KSM at random projects just to, test out the process. And then I haven't followed what exactly has happened with those projects. So, and they haven't made the news or anything. So I've definitely not gotten rich off them. So
Yeah, I feel like with Kusama and Polkadot, especially like the early days parachains, they brought big use cases and big utility, but then afterwards, the ones that you see kind of tacking on now, obviously they have to go more and more niche to be relevant for that ecosystem. So it's basically it's never going to be the big parachain that handles all your DeFi because it's already there. There's never going to be the big parachain that handles all your NFTs because it's already there.
Yeah.
So you'd have to
And
back.
that's what we assume, right? We assume that we don't.
That's just from basically browsing the Kusama and Polkadot ecosystem, having a look at its position and Snow's former position there. I'd say I would probably swap it away, probably back to ICX.
Oh, nice. Okay, so let's look at what's next. We got Craft. Ooh, did you see this, David?
I did. Yeah. I commented because I was curious, like what is it going to be? Because so Craft has hinted at them finding their first cross-chain adventure blockchain. So they know about their first cross-chain integration, but we don't know. We just know that they know.
Yeah.
And that's the juice.
Yeah. And I it was interesting. At the moment, even if there's a bit of good news, there's a bit of frustration, community frustration, maybe.
Yeah.
That's what I got from this. But yeah, look, this is exciting news. The first chain they're going to go interoperable on. I know people are like, "Oh, just tell us already." Soon, it's coming with a lot more news in the pipeline. Not for us to deliver today, but soon. So this was a nice little update. Then the next update Craft just pushed out was their liquidity program. Now, if you know that at the moment they have a liquidity, they incentivize you to add liquidity to the balance LP pool, which is out of emissions, etc., and that it still hasn't given a ton of liquidity in the pool. So the team have been hard at work going, okay, since that day where this was the game, where you deposit and gave emissions, balance has evolved with, B balanced. Is it called B balanced? No, I'm getting, yeah. B balanced, and you lock it. Then part of that, you can pick your pools that get incentivized, and then to add it on, there's a bribing factor that comes into it. So Craft have kind of gone, well, hang on, we've got a whole set of tools we can use to rejig how this works now. Why don't we use it? So, David, I don't know if you have any further insights in this.
No, it's just it's a balanced mechanism, really. The DeFi platform on Icon, they currently have a proposal live that suggests to add Craft as /staked ICX as a votable pool, meaning that if you have staked your balanced token, that you can vote for that pool to receive rewards if people, provide liquidity in that pool, they'll get balanced rewards. And on top of that, I think Craft is now testing the idea of 18,000 ICX to be divided across those balanced voters who vote for the Craft staked ICX pool. So first they need to add Craft staked ICX as a votable pool, and then they're going to reward the people who actually vote for that pool, is my take from it. And that is called a bribe. And that mechanism has been now enabled on Balanced, or it's available on Balanced since, like, I think it's a couple of months now. But that was one of the updates as of recent from Balanced. So Craft seems to be the first one utilizing it, actually.
So they're gonna reward. So they want people to. Okay, something's broken apart for me. They want people to deposit more into the LP pool.
They want people to deposit more into the LP pool, and people will only do that if the Balanced token rewards that you receive if you deposit are higher. And the only way that they go higher is if B Balanced holders vote for that pool. But and now they're incentivizing you to vote for that pool by giving you straight up ICX.
Okay, so this is the last part is what was falling apart for me. So that's interesting. So they're taking DAO funds and rewarding. You know what? Kudos. Like, if you look here, that they're trialing it for a month. And I love it.
I made a mistake because they don't give you straight up ICX. They are converting that to Craft, and they're giving you straight up Craft.
Okay, because that makes more sense to me. And it's interesting. I would... It'd be interesting, the impacts of... I'm going completely left field here. But if the emissions were just split those both ways, right? That would be interesting. So half goes to the current LP pool and half the emissions goes to bribing rewards. So people who go and bribe, they get a portion of the emissions. That way the DAO doesn't have to use ICX from its fund.
Well, what's happening now is the pool is, if you fill up the liquidity pool and you take your LP token, you go to the Craft website, you can stake that LP token and receive your rewards. In this test month, both will be active. So you can still receive your Craft rewards for providing liquidity in the pool and staking your LP token. And there's rewards for people doing the votes, because they want to see the effect. And the idea, I think, is to eventually wind down their own liquidity program. So you're no longer staking your LP token, but the Balanced rewards that you'll receive would be high enough to still make it interesting. So it's a different route.
But you know what's cool about this, David? Craft is the first. Then other people start, Frank may come into the game. Who else comes into the game?
So Blubble.
Oh yeah. I laugh because it doesn't work that way, David. Damn it!
Yes, I'm trying to.
He's trying to wind me up. Okay. Next up, look. This is good. This is exciting. We've got Gang Wars from Gangsterverse. Now, they've been dropping a ton of content. Okay, so we're not going to cover it all. In fact, what we're going to do as part of our ecosystem insights is interview the team. Like, we did probably an Iron Icon. That's the last time I can remember I interviewed them. So let's bring them on here on the official channel of the foundation and get them to give an update of where they were, what it's evolved to, where we're at, and all the stuff that's happening. It's like every 2 days I'm seeing a bunch of stuff.
They're dropping long reads, 5-minute read says.
Yeah. Look, and there's items, and there's this, and there's that. There's so much. I was feeling nervous about talking about it today because I was telling David, I don't feel we're doing it justice, and we haven't read up enough to, give a bit of a download. But that's where we had this brilliant idea of, why don't they do the talking? Yes, the old school way of interviewing.
Well, we can put it into context. Gangsterverse is dropping big long reads. They're not that big. But they pack a lot of information because they finalized their gameplay. They know how it's going to work, and now they're explaining it to us. And at the same time, if you look at the screen now, there is internal testing going on. I just snubbed this from the Gangsterverse Discord general channel, or the pub as it's called. They're testing internally. So this is how you can actually put your GangsterBet NFTs to work in your gang. Battle player versus player. There's a lot going on. There's abilities, there's weapons, there's hiding and healing, as it says. Like, all that stuff is what they're explaining in these knowledge bombs that they're dropping because they want to get the people ready. And especially once the game does launch, people are going to have these questions, and then they can actually redirect them to this page, that page. It's all here. This is an image of internal testing. Next step would be beta testing. So that is when it kind of opens up to the public, but not really. You have to kind of get in. So I would advise you to just be active in Discord there, or just hang around and ask when beta testing you might get added. Usually a smaller group of users, and after that we can expect the main launch.
Yeah, I'm just gonna ask you, David, to hook me up, okay? Because apparently you've been hanging out at the pub and getting all these inside scoops. So just let me in.
I'm a pub lurker. Yeah.
You're a lurker. I see these are health bars. Yep.
Yeah. For your team.
Good.
What if you only have one NFT of this?
Then you didn't listen to the old days. Okay, look, this is great progress. Ton of stuff happening. Great. Next thing, what have we got here, David?
This is fresh today. Alter has opened up their Icon merch store, so you can actually go now and purchase hoodies, crew necks, and t-shirts with these 5 or 6 Icon prints. I'm guessing pricey. Those are Australian dollars on screen, Fez.
Yeah.
In euros, it was 91 euros for a hoodie, and in pounds, I believe it's 70 something. I want one. I want one of those jumpers.
Yep. Have you been doing any lurking?
No.
Well, then you're gonna have to buy one.
Oh yeah, I know I'm gonna have to buy one, but I'm gonna have to kind of budget for it, because usually when I buy a jumper, I pay $20, 40 max, and these ones come in at 91 euros. So I think from a price point, high.
Yeah.
But I know I'm wearing the cap. The quality of the cap is great. I have a lot of caps, and I can tell you, great cap. So if that translates to the other clothing,
hoodies,
which I kind of expect it to,
yeah,
then that might be justifiable, but you kind of have to jump in the deep to find out. So I suppose that in time, that's what I'm going to be doing. So yeah,
and that's a personal take, and this is the thing. Like, if you've been waiting, here's a team that have been working away, chipping away, and in the bear market as well, delivering. And this is a storefront, and I'm sure there's going to be more products and things that get it added to it. So
I might be wearing one in our next session.
That's right. We don't know if it's going to be lurking or through a purchase, but we'll find out next time. So cool, great stuff, Alter. Like, fantastic to see. Next up, we have, I guess, just I listen to a lot of Bankless, and every time they bring someone on, David, or a team, and they'll be super hyped about it, and then they'll be like, full disclosure, we're advisors on this team, and blah blah blah. So full disclosure, we are actively involved in this project, and naturally get excited about it. But we've made sure we give every project the limelight, and now it's Blubble's time to shine.
All we can show is this, really, and this isn't even this is a version 1 that's already been wiped off the table, and redesign has come in. But the news here is that, well, Blubble is a CPS funded Tamagotchi style game. You take care of your Blubble with your food, drink, and love. But it was funded to be launched on Snow, which is not going to happen, is it? The whole thing was written in Solidity. So what developer Paul from the Blubble game is doing is he's rewriting his code, basically rebuilding the game from the ground up in Java so that it can run on Icon. So Blubble is coming to Icon, and that is something to be happy about.
But David, why didn't he just do this before?
Why did he not immediately launch on Icon? I don't know. You tell me.
Okay, I'll tell you why. Because he knows Solidity, not Java. So he's actually taught himself the code in Java
True.
and written it. So kudos. Yes, we're involved, but kudos to him. Like, he didn't scrap it. He sat down and went back to the drawing board and tried to rejig it all in Java. So yep, big fan. He loves it because we come at him with every day with changes, and he says nothing but yes every time. I love changes. That's his exact words. So, but overall, look, there was a Twitter Spaces recently. We spoke about this as well. There's a fun little. What's the tagline, David? What's the I
Blubble.
live.
I live, you earn.
Damn right. Damn right. And that is literally, that is the truth. You keep the Blubble alive, and you're gonna earn the native token.
You gotta take care of your Blubble. It's just a fact, you know. You gotta take care of your Blubble at the end of the day. So whatever you do online, it's up to you. But just make sure that you've taken care of your Blubble. Whether you own 1, whether you own 10, or whether you own an army of Blubbles, that's all up to you. But just take care of them.
An army of Blubbles. Yes, this could be a good movie as well. But we'll come back to that in a future episode. We'll do an interview. Blubble the movie. Okay, Framed. Next up, they dropped it. I didn't even know this happened. It just suddenly I saw Java, of course. So his comment was nice, and I just saw the one word, and I don't know. I felt like I had to click on this comment. What did he find nice?
Yeah.
And it was this announcement. Okay, let's jump into it. So, if you didn't know already, Framed, they've got the Yetis, they've got their trading card game that's about to get released. We don't know when. I did do some snooping. They did not give me the alpha, so shame on them. But over here, they essentially reworked a bit of their tokenomics, and I think this is a great graph that highlights what the current model was and what it's moving to. So if you didn't know already, definitely an article for you to check out. What I do like is they've gone into detail around why they had made these changes and all the reasons in particular. So if you love the old tokenomics, you may want to definitely check this out to make sure why they've made the changes and how it's going to impact you.
Yeah. And the main change being that instead of assets flowing into liquidity pools, it's going to shift into a buyback and lock frame token mechanism. Is that correct?
Yep.
Just to summarize.
Yep. Great stuff there. We'll just skip this.
Yes.
So 16-bit Fight Club, full disclosure, we're involved. And well, so Hello Chocobo, who primarily, is in there, and this is his baby. He held the next 16 mints that we have going on for altogether the 32 characters. 16 have been minted, all females. Now it's the 16 males, and part of this, every month we have a tournament that happens across a week, and the tournament is a bunch of 16-bit era games that everyone competes in, and you, at the end of it, win the minting rights for the new character. So this one was named after me because it was my birthday, and that's when the tourney started. So this particular video is a montage of all the tournaments. And full disclosure, David, I won one of those matches. In this, it shows that I got pummeled, and I did get pummeled. But one match, I did win. It doesn't make a difference, but
well done. It was what was the game?
Sonic. Yeah.
Because I was watching this. I always like the music on 16-bit Fight Club. I don't think we can hear it through the recording, but it was fun to watch and to see like the names of the Discord names of the players pop up and.
Okay, enough. Yes, look, it was really good. It was a lot of fun. The tournament was done a bit different because lots of time zones, right? And this has been a struggle to pair people up. So that's why it ran across 7 to 8 days. So everyone could just work through their times and have their tournaments. And me and Hello Chocobo jumped on if we could. And most of the time we were there. He was there most of the time. I jumped in, and we watched the games and commented on them just to psych the players out. Things got quite intense, mind you, but it was very clear that our Discord manager John has literally, I think he was practicing day and night for the tournament, because he came in, he won it. And actually this tournament it wasn't minting rights. This tournament he won a whole bunch of swag. So
yeah, he did.
So we're about to launch a store as well, and it's done. It's just sitting there. There's a bit of a glitch with the Now Payments integration, but once that's done, people can buy, just stuff around 16-bit Fight Club. So he's won like 3 items that he can pick. The second person won 2 items, and the third person won 1 item. So congrats. And if you want, jump into the Discord to find out when the next one is happening. I think I've given it too much attention. I feel bad.
That's all right. When is the next one happening? I want one, but I never managed to get in.
So middle of, there's a calendar. It's, what month are we in? April. So it'll start around after the 9th of April, 10th of April. So yeah. Don't quote me on that, but definitely you want to jump in and make sure you have your raffle tickets, and keep an eye out for the tourney. We're trying to decide what games next.
Yeah.
So
I'm hoping chess.
You want it to be the most boring tournament ever? Oh, let's do it. Chess is in.
Chess,
okay.
The world's first pixel art.
What's this, David? Final bit of news.
Penguin introducing a Royal Pass NFT, which in turn allows buyers to receive free mints on the upcoming next collection.
Okay.
That's the news, I believe. Okay. So get your Royal Pass NFT by Penguin. A bunch of benefits listed, but the most important one, that when the Waddle NFT collection actually goes live, that you have a couple of free mints. I believe it's going to go live in 4 sessions. I don't know if it's going to go live across 4 different blockchains, but at the moment it is the pass that you can actually purchase as of today on Craft, and that would set you back 200 ICX.
Okay, and that's it. There is nothing else left to cover, and once again, we want to thank everyone for joining us. David, do you have anything?
No, that about covers the ecosystem news. Excited for our next edition when we actually get builders on again. That would be fun.
Yeah, that will be fun. Cool. I think I have a good feeling about the next edition, David. Just even with just the ecosystem, insights. I'm just getting that vibe. Cool. Okay, guys, as usual, not financial advice, just 2 guys trying to relay the ecosystem news to anyone who stumbles upon the channel and goes, what's this? What's going on in Icon? Boom, they've watched this and they know what's going on. So not financial advice. And thank you everyone for watching.
Thanks.